and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for serious tarot people. It is very focused, very tight, all aimed at helping you to manifest, because manifesting, that is, using your own imagination to create pictures, to create scenes, to create movies in your mind, is the most powerful tool any human being has. And because of that, for at least 100 years, and I'm not exaggerating, I'm not going to really go in depth or anything like that, but it was John D. Rockefeller who spent, right at the turn of the last century, early 1900s, spent about $2 billion to change our educational system. He said, I wanted a nation of workers, not thinkers. He did the same thing, by the way, with medicine. That's why we have big pharma. Did the same thing with banking. That's part of the reason why we have the Fed. Did the same thing with oil, gas, and energy production. That's why we're in the situation that we're in. And a whole bunch of other things. He was extremely wealthy, and he used his money to control. Well, it turns out, for literally thousands of reasons, from poisons around us to fluoride in our toothpaste to the stuff that we watch on TV or in movies or on the internet, we've been dumbed down. The attention span of the average human being is less than 5 seconds. I think something close to 3. 1950, it was over 40 seconds. That's critical, because what it says is you can't hold a thought. If you can't hold a thought, you can't manifest. They've done several studies with something they call the creativity factor. There are a list of things that are important in terms of creativity, or creating images out of your own mind. And I'm aware of 3, maybe 4 of them that have been done in the last 20, 25 years. In every case, they show that the creativity factor is extremely high in 5-year-olds. Almost 100% of 5-year-olds have a very strong, pronounced, clear creative ability. But you take these same individuals and follow them through all the way to college, that creative factor almost disappears. About 1.5% of college graduates have the creative factor that they did when they were 5. And if you go for PhDs, it gets even lower. But that's exactly what John D. Rockefeller wanted. The problem is, if we can't imagine it, we can't have it. And that's where they get away with saying you're going to have nothing and be happy. And then, of course, you add to that technology. Elon Musk just a couple of weeks ago showed what was going on, the latest stuff going on with his robotics labs. Robots can move just like human beings in just about every single way. You really can't tell. They're not done with robots, however. He says they're working now on creating a kind of self-awareness in robots. If they get to the point where robots are prescient, self-aware, just like us, it's all over for humankind. And even if it doesn't happen, as they're heading towards that direction, Elon Musk says probably within 10 years, maybe 15, robots will be able to do everything we do and better. So all of the jobs are going to be gone, all of them. I don't care if you're a doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, as the expression goes. Doesn't make any difference. You could work at a fast food place. You could work in a library. It doesn't make any difference. They can do it better and quicker, and we're gone. And that's the goal. He says the big problem at that point is creating purpose in our lives. If we're not producing, if we're not working, if we're not doing something tangible with our lives, we have no point, no purpose. Remember, we are self-aware. So we're constantly measuring ourselves against what? The universe? Our universal purpose? So things are phenomenally scary. And in fact, I think I said this a day or so ago, Mark Twain, a guy who I absolutely love, back about 150 years ago, Mark Twain said that he's in favor of progress, but he hates change. Stop and think about that. In favor of progress, hates change. Why? Well, that's what we've been going through for the past 50 years, maybe longer. A lot of change. With change comes turmoil. With change comes confusion. With change comes instability. With progress, that's not the case. And change is artificial. Progress is organic. Take, for example, and this is super simplistic, but when the car was invented, and no, it wasn't invented by Henry Ford. In fact, the first cars were steam cars back in the 1830s and 40s. 1830s and 40s. The reason that cars did not appear sooner in our lives were technical issues. But they eventually got those straightened around, obviously. But the idea of a motorized vehicle was progress. It improved our lives. It improved the lives for virtually everyone. And there was honest value, honest worth in cars. That's not the case. Now, today, you take a look at cars, they don't change very much. Oh, yeah, we're screwing around with the electric stuff, but I got a feeling that that's not going to hold up. Something else is going to come into breach. But they're pushing all of this change on us, and because of their pushing the change, it's not organic. Therefore, it's not progress. It's simply change. And change is used to manipulate. That's why it's important for you to manifest. To keep your mind clear. Keep it focused. Keep creating those images. And so let's begin the reading with the middle card, the Oracle card. It says tick-tock. Time is doing what time does. Move forward. Doesn't stop for anybody. Keeps moving. Forward, forward, forward. It's taking us to a certain place. Don't know what that destination is. At least not yet anyway. But the clock is ticking. And based on the election, a lot of people are looking for quick answers, and it's not going to happen. Admittedly, the new administration is amazing. You got Trump, you got JD, you got Vivek, Ylan, Bobby Kennedy, Tulsi, and several other people who are outstanding as human beings first, and are also understanding or outstanding in terms of their abilities, what they bring to the table. I mean, it's phenomenal. And I'm thrilled that that's the case because, going back to the Oracle card, tick-tock, this is not simply a one-term situation. No, Trump's not going to be re-elected. He can't be, okay? This is his second term. Can't do it a third time. But there's momentum that can change. There's momentum that can shift. We're moving to the future. It doesn't make any difference. Is it going to be progress or just change for the sake of change? That's where the conundrum lies. And so I'm glad that he has that group of people around him because they are special in their own way, each and every one, as far as I'm concerned. And it will take that collective effort to change momentum, to take the idea of changing for the sake of changing and then for the sake of control, and take that momentum and move it towards progress. I mean, there's some huge stuff facing us. We can get into a nuclear war. You can't rule that out. Strange shit happens all the time. A little move here, a little adjustment there. Doesn't look like that's the case right now, but shit happens, right? Okay. Then, of course, we're looking at poisoning our environment. I think that's more the issue than the climate change. Since the world is a big chemical experiment, because chemicals all around us, you start polluting the river, the water, the air, the land, the food, you're changing the chemistry so that it becomes unlivable, unfit for human beings, and much of anything else. Then, of course, we're looking at the AI evolution thing, which I think is more change than progress. But those are three big issues. And it's not going to be one term, one president that's going to make the difference. Tick-tock. We're going for the Holy Grail of humanity. Number one, we got to figure out what qualifies as the Grail, and then we got to figure out how we're going to get there. Takes us to the meme. If you want to understand how to fix a problem in the world, you have to ask, who's profiting from the problem, not who's suffering from it? And that really is the penultimate question. You want to fix a problem, you want to fix the world, you want to make it fair. It's not going to be perfect, but you want to make it better for as many people as you can. Find out who's making money off of controlling us. Find out who's making money by holding us down, by making us suffer. Answer that question, the Holy Grail. It will be in sight. Tick-tock, tick-tock. So let's go all the way to the left. We're looking at the first card there, Tower card. Tower card is destruction. Yes. But it's also sudden change. Okay, it's a wake-up call. It's upheaval. It's taking a look at the bullshit in your life, determining it's bullshit, and then doing something about it in a positive, creative way. As I just laid out for you, there's at least three major areas where we could have a tower moment. Oh, and by the way, we got sunspots and volcanoes and other things that can happen as well, natural destruction. I mean, at some point, the shit's going to hit the fan. At some point, it's inevitable. So we have to figure out who's profiting, who's making the money to keep us controlled, and how do we deal with that? That's the tower moment. It's going to be tough. It means we got to change our thinking, or our thinking will be changed. That's the King of Swords. I'm thinking he is saying you're going to have to change what you believe in. Kings always make the proclamations, so the King of Swords is saying, change your thinking. It's thinking. You want to find the Holy Grail? Find out who's profiting from the problem, not suffering from it. Next card, King of Pentacles. Again, King makes the proclamation. Pentacles, our value system. What's our value system? What's important? Is it things over people? Is that what it gets down to? Well, if that's the case, then you're never going to fix the problem, because those who profit are going to continue to profit. Those who suffer will continue to suffer. Not a good deal. So, what we're looking for is the Holy Grail. Time is ticking. We are going to hit a crunch point. At some point, we're going to go, oh, man. We have to be open to the possibilities. And that's what the Empress is all about. It can be better. But we're going to have to, on some level, take a look at hell. Eyeball to eyeball. And then take a look at how we make it better for most people on the planet. It is daunting. If anybody thinks that there's going to be some magic wand waved in Washington, not happening. This is a change of direction. Tick-tock, tick-tock. The time clock is moving forward. We better take advantage of it. That's the tarot reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another tarot reading. Between now and the next time you and I do tarot together, peace and blessings.